What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Locked in Sports, bringing you my 5 best bets for today, Friday, May 3rd, in the NBA. I've got 5 picks coming from the 2 Game 6s that are happening today. And Game 6s, it's fun territory to bet in, kind of scary territory to bet in because lines are all over the place, teams are all over the place, but got 5 picks that I'm really confident in, that I really, really like, and I think there's some good lines here that we can take advantage of. But now, before I hop into the picks, got to hop into a recap. And before I hop into the recap, I want to say that if you're watching these videos a lot, if you're enjoying them, and if you're making money off of them, which, let's be fair, I know you are because we have an amazing record for the postseason right now. Overall, for the postseason, we are hitting over twice as much as we are missing, which fantastic spot to be in. Though, then like the video, it helps out the channel a lot. Comment down below your own picks, your parlays, how much you're cashing out for, really anything you want to. It helps out a lot. And of course, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so that you get notified when videos are uploaded. I try to get these videos out early, or as early as I can, so that you guys have access to the best lines, because they like to change overnight. So earlier I get this video out, and the earlier you get notified about it, better lines you're getting access to. Now, with all that out of the way, let's hop into a recap of yesterday's picks. And, well, for once, I actually do know some of the results. I'm not recording this video absurdly early. And from what I do know about yesterday, we've had 3 picks hit, 1 miss, and 2 that are still going on. But look like they're going to hit. So hopefully we're looking at a 5 in 1 day here, which would be absolutely phenomenal. So what has hit, what hasn't? Well, we had Obi Toppin. We had his points line. He went over in the first quarter. He got 9 in the first quarter. We had him for over 8.5. Absolutely insane. Yeah, one of the most sweat-free bets we've ever taken. We had Ben Shepherd for over 7.5 PRA. He'd been doing it every game. He did it again. He got 8. It was at the end of the fourth, so a very sweaty bet, but he hit for us. We also had Nicholas Batum for over 4.5 rebounds. He got his 5th in the fourth quarter, but he had 4 by the end of the first half, so I'd call it a sweat-free bet. We knew he was going to hit. It was just when, not an if. What missed for us? Well, Pascal Siakam had a really weird game. We had him for over 12.5 rebounds plus assists. He had 11, just barely going under this line. He played not terrible minutes, but yeah, he was scoring more, rebounding, assisting less than he had the last couple games. And unfortunate spot for us, but 1 miss, 3 hits. Never going to complain about that. Now, the 2 picks we don't know the outcome of are Kelly Oubre Jr. for his points line and Josh Hart for his points line. As I'm recording, they are both 1 bucket off of their line in a very close, very tied, very competitive game. Would not be surprised to see both of them go over, especially if the game does end up going to overtime. Don't know what's going to happen. Probably will know by the time this video goes up. So the total results for yesterday's picks will be in the description below, as well as an updated updated tally of our wins and losses for the postseason. All right, with all of that out of the way, thank you for listening to a very long-winded recap. Let's hop into today's picks. With my first pick of the day, I'm taking a player from the Cleveland Cavaliers. I'm taking Evan Mobley for under 1.5 turnovers. Why? Well, he doesn't turn the ball over a lot. He's averaging 1.2 turnovers in the postseason, but he's under this in 4 or 5. He had 1 bad game where he had 3 turnovers, and in all of the other games, he's been under this line, either having 1 or 0 turnovers, and yeah. He's really consistently going under this line. He's not a guy that's bringing the ball up the floor a lot. It's a lot of pick and roll, a lot of pass in. He gets the shot off. He gets the dunk off. So not really a lot of opportunities for Mobley to turn over the ball. And I know that the Magic will be fighting hard to win this game and force turnovers and force steals and blocks. But I think they'll be putting the pressure on D. Mitch, on Garland, on Jared Allen, and I don't think Mobley will be the one that's, they're trying to steal the ball from, that they're trying to force a turnover out of, especially considering he just doesn't turn the ball over a lot. So I'm easily locking in Evan Mobley for under 1.5 turnovers. Next up, I'm sticking with the same team, and I'm taking the other big man on the Cavaliers. I'm taking Jarrett Allen for over 14.5 points. I just think this line is way too low for him. He's averaging 17 in the postseason, and he's over in 4 of 4. But he has only played 4 games. He missed his last game due to I believe, a back injury that he was dealing with, or a ribs injury, sorry. And he missed practice because of that. He's been hurting, but realistically, I think they dropped this line way too far. Allen is still going to be getting use out there. He's still going to be getting looks, and he's still going to have a lot of easy opportunities to score the ball. Yeah, he's such a consistent and important piece of the Cavaliers' offense. I don't think he'll be overlooked or underutilized because of the rib injury and the missed practice. So I'm confident that he gets in the paint, he gets his points, and he goes over 14.5 points. For my next pick, I'm hopping over to the other game of the day, and I'm taking Luka Doncic for under 19.5 rebounds plus assists. Crazy, I know a Luka under in the playoffs seems a little absurd, but this line is way too high. Like, he's only averaging 9.2 and 8.8 in the postseason. He's under in 4 of 5. And the one time he went over this 19.5 rebounds and assists line, he had 20. Exactly. So barely over this line. Look, this might be close. I could see him getting 17, 18, even 19. But I don't see him going over 19 and getting that 20. I just don't. Like I said, he's only done it once in the postseason so far, and it's a really high line. Just don't see it happening. Not a knock against Luka, just a knock against the guy who put this line so high. So, Luka Doncic for under 19.5 rebounds plus assists. Next up, I'm taking another Dallas Mavericks under, but it's for Daniel Gafford, and I'm taking him for under 13.5 PRA. Why? Well, it's really simple. He hasn't gone over this line at all in the postseason. He's under it in every single game. I believe I put this pick in the cutting room floor section of a video 2 days ago. It's the section at the end of the video where I include all the picks that don't make it in my top 5, 6, 7, however many I'm including in the main section, but picks I still like. And it hit. A lot of the cutting room floor picks hit, but I just saw this line being relatively the same. Checked how Gafford had been doing recently. If he'd beaten it in the last game, he hadn't. So I'm putting it in the main section of the video. It's so consistent. He's been under in 5 straight. It feels like free money to take Daniel Gafford for under 13.5 PRA. For my 5th and final pick of the day, finally going back to an over, and it's James Harden for over 19.5 points. Why? Well, he's averaging 22 in the postseason. He's been over this in 4 of 5. The only game where he went under was last game where he had 7. But let's be real. The Clippers weren't trying in that game. I don't know what the Clippers were doing, but it wasn't playing playoff basketball. They were blown out by 30. They played reduced minutes. They just were not looking like a good team at all. And you guys know, when I do my research, I like to eliminate those outliers because I think outliers exist, but they're not worth betting on because they're really rare. And I think it's great when they influence lines and they drag lines down and they get it to a point where James Harden is only at a 19.5 point line when he's averaging 22. He's been over it 4 of 5. Yeah, super consistent. Harden has to show up. Kawhi is out again. So it's really on Harden and Paul George to keep their team in the playoffs. And after they both came off pretty abysmal games, I believe Paul George had a bad game. He had a bad game recently, so it might not have been last time, but it was recent. Coming off bad games, I think both of these guys are going to step it up, but I especially trust James Harden for over 19.5 points. All right, those are my 5 best bets for today, Friday, May 3rd, in the NBA. Let me know what you think about them in the comment section down below. If you're agreeing with my picks, if you're disagreeing with them, if you're going to fade any of them. And also let me know the parlays you guys are taking, your own picks. Love seeing it down there. Makes me makes me a better and researcher to know what you guys are taking. Now, as always, I have my cutting room floor picks here. These are, as I said earlier, the picks that I dig up in my research that I like. Do a lot of research for these videos, but they don't make my top 5, 6, 7, however many picks I want to include in the main section. But they're still picks I endorse, and they hit a lot of the time. Like I said, the Gafford pick from the main section was a cutting room floor pick in a previous video that ended up hitting. So, what picks do I have for today? Well, I got Franz Wagner for over 6.5 rebounds. He's averaging 7.4 in the postseason. He's over in 3 of 5. He just missed for us. I think he'll go over again, but only over in 3 of 5. And I had so many 4 of 5 picks here that he just couldn't make the main section. Wendell Carter Jr. for under 8.5 points. He's averaging 5.8 in the postseason. He's under in 4 of 5, and he wasn't even close in 2 games. He was under in 2, and he only went over in 1. But the only reason I didn't want to take him is because the Orlando Magic are in a do-or-die position, and it's really hard to predict what guys are going to do when they're faced with going home in the playoffs. I think Wendell Carter Jr. goes under this line, but I think there's a little bit of added risk considering he feels the risk, he feels the pressure, and he could be going home. Might make him play a little harder. And lastly, I have Derrick Jones Jr. for over 10 points. He's averaging 9.4 in the playoffs so far, but that's mainly because he had one very bad game at the beginning of the series and has been over or tying this line ever since. We just took this line and he beat it for us, but it was at 9.5. At 9.5, he's been over this line 4 out of his last 5 games. At 10, he's only been over it 3, and he tied 1. Like I said, I had so many 4 out of their last 5 picks that Derrick Jones Jr. just barely didn't make the main section of the video today. Cut him at the last minute. But if this line does go down to 9.5, I love it. I would definitely take it. I'd still take it at 10, honestly. I just think that there is a chance that it pushes and you don't get paid out for it. But with those out of the way, hope you found something you like, something that you can roll with, add to a parlay, take as a pick if you like it. Yeah. So that is all for today's video. I just want to say that I am really committed to making some other content on the channel. I'm thinking of going over every NFL division, team by team, division by division, and talking about how well I think they'll be doing next year. Now that the draft is over, I have a bit of a busy schedule right now, so I'm trying to fit time to make and edit those videos into it. Might be more of a summer project. We will see. But I'm just really excited to make extra content for this channel and get videos out, and I'm hoping to make those a bit funnier, a bit more well-edited, a bit more involved than the daily picks videos, just because, well, I have more time to make them than I do for these. So, yeah. Hope you guys are looking forward to that. Let me know if you want me to talk about the NFL, or if you want me to stick to mainly the NBA. Regardless, there will probably be some NFL content just because I love talking about it, but I'm more than open to gear more towards the NBA if that's what you all want this channel to be. So thank you for listening to me yap about the NBA and about all that so much. And as always, if you enjoyed the video and you found some picks you liked, then like the video, comment your own picks and parlays, anything you want to say. Even if you're fading one of my picks, comment it in the comment section down below. And as always, please subscribe to the channel if you're watching these videos a lot. It really does help out the channel. YouTube is an absolute sometimes and doesn't like promoting videos, especially videos like these that only appeal to audiences, the first day, because of the nature of sports betting. Not really YouTube's MO for videos they want to promote. So it really does help out the channel when you subscribe, when you turn on notifications, when you interact with content, share with your friends. It means a lot to the channel, helps us grow, and helps more people make good picks. So thank you all for watching. Have a good one, and let's make some money. Yeah.